Imagine this. You are living your normal life, working, raising your children, and then God speaks to you directly and says, build a boat, a massive boat, bigger than anything the world has ever seen. You look up at the sky. It has never rained a single day in your life. Your neighbors are watching, your friends think you have lost your mind, and God says, a flood is coming, trust me. What would you do? Today we are looking at the story of Noah and the Ark, a story about one man, one family, one God, and the faith that saved the entire human race. Stay with me, because this story has a message for every single one of us. To understand Noah, you have to understand the world he lived in. And it was dark, deeply dark. Genesis chapter 6 tells us that every single thought in the hearts of men was only evil, not sometimes, not mostly, only evil. All the time, violence filled the streets. Corruption was everywhere. People had completely turned their backs on God. Generation after generation had passed, and instead of things getting better, they kept getting worse. We look at our world today and we wonder, does God see what is happening? Does he care? The story of Noah gives us a clear answer. Yes, he sees, he cares, and he never stays silent forever. Here is the part most people skip. Genesis 6 verse 6, the Lord regretted making human beings, and his heart was deeply troubled. His heart was deeply troubled. The God of the universe had a broken heart, not cold anger. A broken heart, like a father watching the child he loves destroy their own life. God is not far away and unfeeling. He is personally and deeply invested in the people he made, and when they choose destruction, it grieves him. God decided to send a flood, not out of cruelty, but as the painful response of a holy God who loves too deeply to let evil win forever. But before he acted, his eyes were searching the whole earth, looking for one person who still cared. And he found one. Genesis 6 verse 8. 8 words that changed human history. But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. But Noah. While the entire world ran away from God, Noah ran toward him. The Bible calls him righteous, blameless, a man who walked faithfully with God, not perfect, just faithful. A man who kept coming back to God when everyone else had stopped caring. Noah was 500 years old when this story begins. He had a wife, 3 sons and their wives, a whole life already built, and God was about to ask him to do something that would cost him decades. God does not only call the young or the famous. He calls the faithful. He calls the available. The question is, are you available? God gives Noah specific instructions. Build an ark, 450 feet long, 75 feet wide, 45 feet high, 3 decks, seal every inch with pitch. 450 feet, that is longer than 1.5 football fields, end to end. Built entirely by hand, no power tools, no crew, just a man, his sons, and the Word of God. And here is what makes it even more staggering. It had never rained on the earth before this. The ground was watered by mist from below, so Noah was building something that had never been needed before, for a disaster that had never happened before, in a world that no longer believed in God. But Noah did not need to understand everything. He only needed to trust the one who did. And so he picked up his tools and began to build. God also made Noah a promise. An unbreakable agreement. I see you, I have chosen you. Your family will be kept safe. I will not let you down. And Genesis 6 verse 22 says, Noah did everything just as God commanded him. Everything, not the easy parts. Everything. This likely took 55 to 75 years. And during every one of those years, his neighbors mocked him. Noah, what are you building? An ark? God said a flood is coming. A flood? It has never even rained. You have lost your mind. Day after day, year after year. The laughter. The pointing. His children hearing their father mocked every single day. His wife standing beside him while the whole community walked away. And still he kept building. Hebrews 11 says, by faith Noah, when warned about things not yet seen, in holy fear built an ark to save his family. Holy fear means he was more afraid of disobeying God than being laughed at by people. He valued the voice of God more than the opinion of men. This is for everyone watching who feels alone in their faith, who gets mocked for living differently. You are not alone. You're standing exactly where Noah stood, and God honored every year of his faithfulness. He will honor yours too. Then came the day that silenced every critic. God said, go into the ark. It is time, and the animals came. By themselves, from every corner of the earth, 2 by 2. Lions beside deer, elephants, eagles, every creature God ever made walking calmly through those doors. Nobody organized this. Nobody called them. This was God showing the world exactly who was in control. 8 people walked in behind them, the last 8 faithful souls on earth. And then God shut the door. Not Noah. God. He closed it himself. 7 days later, the sky changed. All the springs of the great deep burst open, and the floodgates of heaven were opened. Not just rain, the earth itself was breaking apart. Water from above and below for 40 days and 40 nights, until the highest mountains were completely swallowed. Everything outside the ark died. Every person, every animal, every living thing. Gone inside the ark. Rain hammering the walls. The boat rocking in the dark. Children frightened. No way to see outside, no way to know how long it would last. But they were alive, because God had shut that door and nothing could open it. The waters covered the earth for 150 days, but inside that ark, God had his eyes on every person he had saved. Not one was lost. Then, Genesis 8, verse 1. 3 words. The most comforting words in this entire story. But God remembered. But God remembered Noah. He sent a wind over the water and the flood began to recede. In the original Hebrew, remembered means God turned his full attention and care toward Noah. The moment of rescue had come. I made you a promise, and now I am keeping it. Someone watching this right now feels forgotten. You have been praying and waiting, and nothing seems to be moving. You wonder if God has moved on. He has not forgotten you. His promise to you is unbreakable, and his wind is already moving over your waters. Hold on. Sent out a dove. She came back, no dry ground. He waited 7 days and sent her again. This time she returned with a fresh green olive leaf in her beak. Life, new life. The earth was healing. Hope had arrived in the beak of a small white bird. 7 more days. He sent her again. She did not come back. The world was ready. Whatever flood you have been through, your dove is coming. Your olive branch is on its way. Then God said 4 beautiful words. Come out of the ark after 370 days. Noah and his family stepped onto solid ground. Animals poured out running, leaping, flying, filling the earth with life and sound. Noah's family stood there breathing fresh air, feeling real ground, seeing a clean, open sky for the first time in over a year. They had been faithful through the worst storm in human history, and now they were standing in a brand new world. This is who God is. He does not promise to keep you from the storm. He promises to keep you through it. And what He brings you into on the other side is always better than what you left behind. And the very first thing Noah did on new ground was not build a house or plant a garden or rest. He built an altar and worshipped God. Thank you. Everything I have is yours. You kept every promise. All the glory belongs to you. True faith never forgets where it came from. Noah knew he did not survive because he was strong or clever. He survived because God remembered him, and he gave every drop of credit back to God. Then God made his final promise. Never again will I destroy the earth with a flood. And here is the sign. I have set my rainbow in the clouds. Whenever I see it, I will remember my covenant with you. Forever, every rainbow you have ever seen. That is God keeping His word, not just weather. A reminder that God is faithful, that He remembers, that He never breaks a promise. And the story of Noah is bigger than one man and one boat. It is a picture of the gospel, judgment and grace. One door, and only those who entered were saved. Death and new life on the other side. That is the story of Jesus. He took the judgment we deserved so we could receive grace we never earned. He is the ark. And He is standing at the door right now, calling anyone who will come inside. Judgment is real, grace is greater, and God always provides a way out for those who trust Him. So we come back to where we started. What would you do if God asked you to build something that made no sense to the world around you? Noah said yes, when it had never rained, when people laughed, when the project took decades, when the flood came. He said yes every single day. And God honored every single yes. Your calling may not be a boat, but maybe God is asking you to stay faithful in a hard marriage, to keep building something that honors Him, to keep praying when nothing seems to be happening, to keep believing when everyone around you has stopped. Be a Noah. Walk faithfully. Obey completely. Worship first. And trust that when God closes a door, He is protecting you, not trapping you. The same God who shut Noah in will bring you out. If this blessed you today, please like this video and subscribe for a new Bible story every week. Share it with someone who needs to hear that God has not forgotten them. God bless you, and we will see you in the next story.